Hey Mike, it's Scott Brown here. How's it going? Hey Scott, love the channel. Let's catch up sometime if you want to have a look at some Hilti gear. Hey, hi to camera. Oh, that's great. I guess Hilti watched the video, is it? I'm here briefly, and I'm here for one reason and one reason only. To pick up an asbestos sample. Well, ow, nails. Well, I hope it's not an asbestos sample. This is what we do when we come across asbestos on a job. We take a little portion of it. In this case, it's this vinyl flooring here. And then we put it in here. And then I take this little sample to be tested. Let's go do that. One of the ladies next door at this shop saw me looking for a park and offered to let me park here. Very kind, very kind. Now that I have the sample, I take it to a place in Penrose and they do like a same-day testing. Oh, this place is still busy. Look, he's double parked. I had to park a decent distance away. If you're in Auckland and you want to get stuff tested, I'll put a link to this place. Usually by the end of the day you have a result. So by the end of this episode we'll know if this is asbestos or not. I was wondering if you guys would be taking those kind of precautions. Oh, up here? Alright, great. Thank you.
Okay.
See you later. Alright, they're taking precautions as well. We will know by the end of this episode whether it's asbestos or not. Alright, now I've got to prepare for two things. A job in Ponsonby and a potential lockdown. Oh.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, and you?
You're healthy?
Yep, are you?
I'm healthy, as far as I know.
You grab some hand sanitizer if you want.
Absolutely, yeah. Alright, so this is like a safety store. They have hand sanitizer and wipes. So I'm picking up wipes, but they don't have any hand sanitizer left. So you sold out of the hand sanitizer quicker?
Ridiculous amounts, eh?
Really?
Yeah.
Alright. Doomsday prepping continues. No hand sanitizer. I already have some, but I wanted to get a little bit more because the thing that's going on is panic buying, and that sort of induces panic buying. I like to think of myself as a relatively normal person, but when the crazy people go in there and fill up their trolleys with toilet paper, then you start thinking, oh, well, what if I can't buy any when I go in? And then you start panic buying. So I think that's what's happening. Like, she was saying that some people were buying like 70 bottles. Now the job is in Ponsonby and we're planning to rip apart 3 bedrooms. I talked to the owner last night and that's dropped down to 2 bedrooms now with everything that's going on, and we're pretty much playing everything by ear. The job could stop at any moment depending on what happens with the news and everything. So I'm going to set up a dust barrier. That's actually making them feel a lot better because we've separated the work area from their living area. So I'm going to go back to the container now and make sure this dust barrier is ready. Alright. So I struggled to find this zip wall in Auckland. I'll put a link below for anyone in Auckland that wants to get some. It all goes together. Okay. So these are the poles. Ooh. There you go, a little pad there. Oh look, there's nothing on the bottom. I guess that just goes hard on the ground. Now the idea is that you loosen that and then go up to the height you want. Oh, wow, that's pretty high. And you turn it. There we go. Can you see that? So if you don't know zip wall or what on earth I'm doing here, it's basically a way of holding plastic ceiling to floor. So the props just pin it to the ceiling and pin it to the floor without, you know, putting nails or screws in there. So that's a 3-meter stud. But house that we're going to be working on, the stud is 3.3. So that's about as tall as it can possibly go. Alright. So pretty much 50mm short, 60mm short. So I've got an idea. Now I've got this post here that I've had for at least 6 months. I had it for a job, but we didn't end up using it. So what better way to use it than to just put this on the ground, put the props on top of it, and then it'll kind of help weigh down the plastic as well. And then to hold the plastic flat at the top, I'm going to cut some of this ply.
Time to use that vacuum thing again.
So you just plug that in there, make sure that's on auto, press and hold, flashing green, that's what we want. Press and hold, flashing green. Should work. Go. Slightly rounded edges so it doesn't split the plastic. And now I need to put some sort of like anti-slip tape on it because the holes, so these are going to go into the timber, but the timber's going to be on the plastic. You won't have this rubber tape anymore. I want to go grab that now. Well, that was quick. The asbestos test results are already here. Let's go Brown Carpentry. We have asbestos. Analysis, chrysotile, white asbestos. There you go. So that tiny amount of vinyl flooring in that kitchen has asbestos in it. That's a bit of a bummer. I own a business and I have to do it like the proper full-on way, which I'm not an asbestos removal person. I don't have all the gear, so that's when I get a subcontractor in. No matter the quantity, even though this is only a small area, they have to get an assessment by a asbestos assessor, and that's like $1,400 just for that. And then they have to set everything up to WorkSafe guidelines and remove it, and the whole thing would be somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000. And the other option is you leave it there and you make note for a future buyer or future resident that there's asbestos under the kitchen cabinets. And according to him, that's perfectly fine, you're allowed to do that. So I better double check on that and put both options to the owner and we'll see what happens. Alright, just charging up the batteries for this job tomorrow. Then I'm going to go grab some more materials. Speaking of asbestos, I remember being in Edinburgh and they had to remove a ton of it in this building that we're working on. And I was a little bit nervous about it because I've recently learned about asbestos and what it can do. So to ease my mind and to ease the mind of the guys that I was working with, the manager took us next door and walked us through the asbestos removal area. And you had to go through about 6 different doors, and they're all kind of zip wall plastic doors, until you finally got into the area where they were removing the stuff, and they had a negative air pressure fan that was just extracting constantly. And then downstairs they had this big steel walk-in bin that was sealed when you shut the doors, and all the asbestos would go in there. Alright, we're at level 3, level 4 in 48 hours. That means lockdown. Literally just came through now. So if that job's not happening, I'm closing up. Time to go home. This is a very weird feeling. My phone's going crazy. Oh, suddenly asbestos doesn't matter anymore. Alright, I'm going home. And I hope you guys are safe. I know in other countries you guys are already at this stage, so you'll know all about it. I guess down here in New Zealand we don't think of ourselves as exposed to these kind of things, which is a little bit naive, evidently. Hey, I'll see you guys in the next exciting episode. Alright, see ya.